All right, so I'm really glad that I caught up to Berserk before I made this video, because otherwise I'd be fucking pissed as fuck right now. Cause well, actually no, I'm not pissed. Cause I saw the Raw for Super Episode 61 yesterday on October 8th. Uh, good episode, but once again I'm led to believe like Super shouldn't exist. It shouldn't exist as at least it shouldn't exist as an anime. Um, and it requires the thing about Super Story is that it requires more editorial uh, control or more editorial oversight, because a lot of the shit in this arc isn't not just this arc, but like actually no, we'll just talk about this arc. A lot of shit in this arc isn't making sense. That's not to say I didn't enjoy the episode. I did enjoy it. The action and stuff was cool. I don't really I think that Toei just doesn't. I mean, I've talked about it before, but I don't think Toei properly knows how to express characters believably, or how to leave like a good impression on people when, like, say when characters get angry or whatever. Should I say specific characters? Goku, Vegeta. Instead of just like yelling at the top of their lungs, which people think like that's all it was in Z and Dragon Ball, and I can understand Dragon Ball because like Goku was a kid and all that, but the way in which they do it in Super was not very like people are saying like Goku getting mad because which was pretty, which is I like that touch that they did when it shows like Zamasu enter Goku's body and then kill Chi Chi and Goten. Um, the way in which they showed Goku's reaction when he got like really mad, um, I thought like it was good, but I felt like it could have been a lot better. Like a lot of people were saying like, "Oh, I've never seen him that mad since Frieza was killed, or since Frieza killed Krillin," but I felt like that could have been shown a lot more better. Um, and I can go into specifics, but I'll probably talk about that like in a stream or something if you want to have a question about that. But anyway, I enjoyed the episode, but like for this for this arc, like, there's a lot of shit that has just like been annoying me as of late. So, namely Zamasu, like a lot of people are like saying Zamasu and I guess Black by extension, because now we know that he's quote unquote present Zamasu that was created by an alternate time. Apparently, because he wore the time ring, his present self wasn't affected. So like the moment, and which is a complete contradiction and complete opposite of how time travel worked back in the androids arc, which is again is really annoying because you can't. I think it's pretty common knowledge that writers aren't allowed to just go and like. I mean, they can do that, but it's poor form. I feel. Anyway, he's alive because like the time ring like prevented anything from him happening, anything from him anything that happens to him in the past doesn't affect him in the future or in the present or whatever. It's because he has the time ring. Anyway, um, those aren't good characters to me. Uh, because their motivations don't make sense, and yeah, it's nonsensical. Like you want to know what like really grind my gears about those characters, when Vegeta asks them like what their utopia that they're trying to create is, and then they say you wouldn't understand. Okay. Anyway, and now I see, and like here's the thing. I probably would have said, like, to me Zamasu and Black could have been the best characters had they been the best villains, excuse me, had they properly been characterized, because first of all, like, Black made it personal, or quote unquote Zamasu slash Black made it personal by killing Goku's family, right? Uh, his motivation is a lot more. I don't want to say like I don't want to say complex or anything like that, but it's a lot more philosophical in nature, which I guess makes people find him more interesting. And plus, he's pretty much kicking the other character's ass. So if he had been characterized properly, he probably would have. I think I probably would have. I may have said I probably would have said that he's like one of the best villains in Dragon Ball, but like if not the best, but like this thing about him killing humans or killing mortals, and then and here's the hypocritical part, right? In this episode, he says that Trunks and Trunks commits sin by traveling to the past, yet he did the same thing. So that's hypocritical. It's hypocritical for him to steal Goku's body, considering that he's all about the God's divine right of justice and all that. You would think that someone who wants to go ahead and kill all mortals in the universe wouldn't use a mortal's body to do it, especially because of how he praises his godhood. So that's another hypocritical thing. And then the other hypocritical thing, obviously, is that because he's a Kai, it's not that he's a Kaioshin. Like, I'm not saying that Kaioshin are not allowed to grow dissatisfied with their job. What I'm saying is, what's the point if he kills all the mortals? And that's where the utopia thing comes into play. Because if we don't know what this utopia is, and which begs the other question, how the fuck do you build a utopia without any mortals? What's the point of a utopia without any mortals? You're just gonna and so actually before I get ahead of myself, he's just going to go across all the universes, and there's just going to be like fucking other animals besides like humanoids that are just going to be like living and eating shit, and he's just going to enjoy the fucking quiet of his what was I gonna say, the quiet lifestyle that's going to result from that for the rest of his days. Then when he dies, he's probably not going to keep his body, and everyone's going to have, and all the good people are going to have a body in their respective afterlives, in their universes, like in Universe 7. So what's the point? And I don't and see and the fourth or fifth, whatever it is, the fourth or fifth hypocritical thing is that he kills the gods. He kills the gods by killing the Kaioshins. So let me get this straight. You say that you respect that it is the gods' divine right, to go ahead and kill all mortals and to kill evil and do all that. But yet you go ahead and kill those very same gods? See, if every single deity in your universe is dead, right? What's the point? Why are you still professing your love of divinity and all that? You killed them. You obviously don't respect them. So it's not a whole God thing, it's your own thing. And yet he won't admit it. It's his own philosophy. He's a hypocritical fuck. He's a terrible fucking poorly characterized character. That's what he is. Says he wants to kill all the mortal, uses Goku body. Professes his divine right of how it's of the gods' justice, kills those same gods. Calls Trunks a sinner for changing the past, he has done the same. And again, like I talked about this before, but you know what's the difference when like Sephiroth did it in Final Fantasy VII and when Sensui did it in Yu Yu Hakusho, when they wanted to kill pretty much all life on the planet? Sephiroth did it because he felt like he was being like Jenova, who's obviously that alien who many people thought was etc. But obviously, Lucrecia and Hojo, him being Lucrecia and Hojo's son, and that Jenova's cell is like kind of interfering with that. It gives him like a false sense of purpose, right? So he's pretty much like a disillusioned puppet, if you will, kind of Jenova. So that's okay, like that makes sense. With Sensui, he says that he just wants to kill humans because of the chapter Black Tape, because he saw like the depravity of humans, and something like that can't exist. Okay, but with Zamasu, he just looks at wars. It's like wars are the only thing that happens among humanity. Like there's no fucking like the fact that there's like a universal peace prize in Universe 6, that alone should dissuade any sort of negative thought that Zamasu has about humanity. Any sort. And people are asking what's up with like Whis, like what's happening with Whis right now, and like where are the other attendants? I think the implication is that they're dead too. Either they're dead, or because it's an alternate timeline, they don't exist, or because it's Trunks' future, they don't exist. Which is possible because obviously Goten doesn't exist, and so yeah, And because you have the main talent in Trunks' future, because Trunks came back to the past against Frieza, things can happen differently from there. So certain characters couldn't, like Goten being the obvious one between the two. But anyway, see, and so what was it? Yeah, so Sephiroth, Final Fantasy VII, and Sensui and Yu Yu Hakusho, like those are properly characterized characters. Like the motivations make sense. With Zamasu, it doesn't. It doesn't, because it could if we saw like what his utopia was, but because like I have no faith in Toei, I'm like just thinking about it, like back to 2015 when Super got announced. Like it's just really depressing for me to think like I was so excited about a new anime, and now I got this, and I probably should have expected this, but I didn't because I was a blind fool. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'm just ranting on this video. Fuck Zamasu. Uh, fuck man. Just. I'm not gonna say fuck this entire arc. I mean, there's some stuff that I like. I mean, I like that Black uses a Keyblade. I think that's pretty cool. But for all the cool stuff, then you have retarded ass shit like fucking human resistance, like distracting Zamasu and Black with fucking smoke grenades. Are you fucking kidding, dude? That was so trash. That was so trash, yo. I can't believe they actually thought like they could. Jesus Christ. It's so trash, yo. And then they made Goku stupider than how he was in Z. Obviously, throughout the entirety of Super, they've regressed Vegeta's character to say like, "Oh, fuck Kakarot," PMSing over Kakarot and shit. Oh my god, I'm fucking done. Fuck this.